welcome to Red Boots and Heels Talking Points. Glad to have you with us this afternoon.
I'm Boots.
And I'm Heels. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I think today's topic we're going to talk about the old censorship. You know, the thing that wants to put tape over your mouth and not allow you to speak or feel or have any kind of, anything.
Any kind of opinion.
We're going to become a robot.
Yeah.
How about that? We're just going to talk just like this today with no expression and no feelings. How do you think you would like that, Boots?
Well, I'm constantly kicked off social media.
Oh my gosh, she is the social media kickoff
So
queen.
I'm kind of used to censorship.
So true. That's why I'm leaving my notepad out here so that I can tell you what to say and what not to say today. How about that? No, wouldn't work very well anyway. No. She just hit me over the head with something, or I don't know, something would happen. But yeah, it's absolutely one of the things that I think is, it's a pandemic in itself, is censorship. Everybody's getting censored. Not that I could name a few that I wished would hush, but still, people have a right to their opinions. Hoping and praying that people will get more on the lines of critical thinking, literally checking into things before they form an opinion. But it seems like people do kind of, jump on hype immediately. Definitely.
We've become a reality TV driven society that everybody has an emotional knee-jerk reaction to everything instead of, like you mentioned, critical thought and just processing information. And everybody has those, oh my God, bubble moments. So everything has become an oh my God bubble moment.
Oh, it just happened with LeBron James. I mean, he jumped on social media within seconds of the Mikaela Bryant case, and immediately within moments, it has a picture of the officer up there and says, "You're next." Oh my gosh, that's a total threat.
I kind of wonder, other people have been under severe scrutiny for very minor actions or saying very little of anything. I mean, I've been kicked off Facebook for saying that, I can't say that. Okay. For saying that, using the term whore of Babylon.
Because I just said, do not say that.
Or for saying that Antifa or insurgents were present at the Capitol and was kicked off Facebook, even though it was proven that they were indeed there. So apparently, some people can incite violent acts against others. While others can't even express a simple opinion, which happens to be proven factual.
Yeah, and if you notice all the fact checks too, that it's one word. I mean, if there's one word and just a word and not even a word that actually matters is wrong, then they use that as this is a fact checked, and your fact check is wrong. So here you get the big thing on the screen. I know you've seen it 9,000 times
I've experienced
probably.
it personally. And
all the time.
I will tell you one instance of experiencing that, and it hasn't been that long ago, that I experienced fact checkers removing and covering up a post of mine on Facebook, and it was the Serenity Prayer. Literally the Serenity Prayer. Now, how could anybody fact check the Serenity Prayer? And how could anybody find that offensive? I mean, that's insane to me. So we have powers that be that are a little bit out of control.
Oh yeah, totally, without a doubt. It's all one-sided. It's censorship is not it's not universal because it doesn't go over onto the left at all. I mean, you can say whatever you want. You can threaten people even, and you can literally build a story and it be none of it true,
right?
And not one bit of it is censored. But you can say one word from the right, and then all of a sudden, fact checks come in and all of that. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm telling you. And even Walmart has joined the thing now. I mean, literally saying they're not going to publish books. There's an author called Stephen Bryant. You can look him up, and it's a survival book. My goodness, a survival book. And they're not gonna allow it on the shelves because it's too right-winged. It's too, in their opinion. Again, opinions are coming in, and they're determining what the purchasers have a right to purchase. And I can't even believe that. It's just it's so that's how big it's becoming. That we already seen it out of Hollywood. I mean, it's amazing how absolutely Hollywood is taking their defense on, getting involved in people's opinions, and because why? I mean, look at the wall. Look at all of the things that they are against, but yet they have them around themselves.
Right. Absolutely.
They use their platform to basically tell their opinion and force feed it down people's throats, and they don't like you if you don't go with it.
Well,
crazy.
the Democrats in charge, they have the ugliest White House I've ever seen in my life. Never before have we had barbed wire and chain link fence around the White House with armed guards.
It looks like a prison.
Well,
really
and
like
I mean, you can't convince me that they're not trying to have their own DC military. But, by the same token, they want to defund the police. They want to take police out of your community.
But yet they're escorted by people and guns. They want they want to remove our guns, but yet they're escorted by guns every single day of their life.
I mean, and the point of that is they want to remove your protection of the police. They want to remove your law enforcement from your community where it's needed. It's needed more in lower middle class and poor communities than anywhere else. And they want to remove that. They also want to remove your right to protect yourself. To talk about it. You're not to talk about it either. All the while, they have all the protection in the world. Sounds like a whole bunch of narcissistic sociopaths.
Well, if you notice too, the states are really pushing back too. I mean, look at Florida, look at, Oklahoma. They passed laws now to basically give you the right, if you feel like your life is in danger, when the rioters hit the streets and they are blocking your vehicles and causing havoc and craziness. I mean, you have a right to flee for your life, even if you run over someone now. Did you know that?
What it is if you are put into a dangerous situation to where you're surrounded by rioters that mean you harm, or you fear for your life, your vehicle is an extension of your home. No one has the right to attack you in your home. And the same goes with a car, and as it should be. Oklahoma, thank you. Florida, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it should be. People should have the right to protect themselves. It's a basic inalienable right given to us by God. It's a basic right that was established in our Constitution, and we have to maintain that.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point though people are afraid to speak up. They really are. I'm not one of them.
No, I've never been one of them. I mean,
obviously we're not one of them. Okay, no. One of those people. I'll be darned if I'm going to let the media determine my first initial thoughts on anything anymore, because number one, most of them are incorrect on the information that they're delivering anyway. Right. And that's simply the truth. And it builds up a frenzy, the unnecessary frenzy that causes a ripple effect across the world. And it never comes out to any good. I mean, it doesn't.
Unfortunately, we now live in a world where instead of the truth having value, the only thing that has value is what price tag is attached to it. So the media is no longer about the truth or the actual news. They're nothing more than a propaganda piece funded by the left. He that has the most money wins. The person that's able to buy the most time and to buy time to convey the thought that they want put out to society, those are the people who have that done. So it's no longer about the truth.
No, you have
to search for it.
You can make people believe anything by building the story and funding that story.
Right.
And
it's all
the
Hollywood.
common person does not have the ability to do that. I mean, I frankly just wish Hollywood just shut up, would just shut their mouth and stay out of politics. If you want to get in politics, go ahead and go for it. Lots of people have entered into politics that's been in the movies, and there's some good work being done. Speaking of that, I just heard the other day that Caitlyn Jenner is thinking about running for office in California.
Well, and here's the deal.
She's a Republican,
right? Here's the deal.
People, so don't be mad at me.
Okay. I honestly. I can't. I'm not judging anybody. If someone is capable and competent of doing a good job, if they stand by, support, and demand that our constitutional rights be maintained, if they are for lawful activity, if they are for promoting a strong economy, I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
You could have 4 sets of boobies all over your body.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give a darn.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what's not there anymore. I don't care about any of that, really. The only time I do care about that subject, since we kind of veered over onto that subject, is when, I will form an opinion here, and I will say an opinion, but this is after really thinking about it. I don't like the fact that there are men, or used to be men, okay, in women's sports. I can tell you that now. I don't agree with that.
No.
I think
No.
that's a big no-no in my book. I feel like that women should have the right to have their own sports. I mean, come on now. I mean,
Well,
the
there's just
body
genetic-
mass is different, genetic
differences.
that will
It's not
cause it.
fair.
And
It's not
again,
right.
states are starting to push back on some of these things, not just about the rioters and
Right.
the ability to protect yourself in your own vehicle, but even on that, they're standing up. I mean, there's one of the biggest pushbacks right now that I've ever seen. But again, you could also look at that and say there's some division as well, because it's not unity when you have different states, going different ways and feeling the need to fight our own government. That's the reality behind it. It's fighting our own government.
Basically,
So-
it comes down to this. We have to have a set of standards for our society. Those standards are generally outlined with our constitutional rights and basically how our government runs with our 3 forms of government and our checks and balance systems. It's not that difficult. We have existing laws that have helped us be a prosperous nation for the time that we've been incepted. That's really basically what we need to stick with. We have these constitutional rights for a reason, and we need to maintain those.
On this subject too, I don't want to be paying for somebody's change of their body either, though.
Well,
I don't
no.
want to pay for it.
No, that's not what your tax dollars are for. Your federal tax dollars
I wouldn't
are
expect you to pay because I wanted bigger,
No,
I don't expect you to pay for that.
that's not what your taxes go for. I mean, when you're
I'm gonna call
doing
you up, Boots, and say, I really need you to pay for this. I mean, I'd like my lips to be a little bit bigger. I like to be a little bit younger looking.
That's up to the
I'm not going to
individual.
ask anybody to do that.
No, individuals can live their life how they
However you want
decide
to.
they want to,
Yeah.
but you don't demand that other people
God
pay
love
for
you.
that.
That's all I can
Right.
say. It must be.
Well, God loves us all.
Yeah.
God loves us all.
That is true.
But we're just not going to go there.
No, probably not. We'll save that one for a while.
Yeah.
But so back to censorship. It's absolutely. I hate to see what I'm seeing on. And look at Parler. They shut Parler down just like immediately after January 6th. That was taken off. There was several of the media social sites that embrace conservatism. That was completely gone. In fact, just now reappeared. I don't really know. And even for one day, DirecTV even took Fox News off. I don't know what
Right.
happened with that, but I just know that I would look to social media and I'm thinking, where the heck is Fox? I called about 500 friends. Where's Fox? And they're like, I know, we can't find it either. I have no idea what happened there.
Well, I mean, bottom line,
We're becoming,
to kind of wind this down a little bit. Basically, what we have to do is, to end the censorship, we have to really end funding the machine that's behind it all, and that means people like Walmart, people like Amazon. Amazon's huge.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Amazon too. I wasn't even thinking about Amazon.
Bezos resigned from his position of CEO of Amazon so that he could devote his time to his social issues, and they're not good. I'm just going to tell you right now. So, if you want to have changes in this world and get back to having some freedom of expression, then you need to start watching where you spend your dollar, because it's all money driven. If you are not padding their pocket, they are not restricting you.
Well, the only way for us to make a difference is actually to stop supporting those causes and those things that actually cause more suffering than they do good. So Walmart, I have a message for you. Put the Ultimate Survival System book back, on your shelf. There's a lot of us that want to read it. We want to buy it. We'd like to buy it from you because it's convenient.
Stop doing business with Walmart. Shop.
I'm not
small.
saying that. I'm just saying,
I'm saying
stop doing this craziness and allow, people that are really best-selling authors to write about what they want to write about. And there's a world out there, that an audience that they cater to and that wants to hear what they have to say. So don't make it your opinion to decide that doesn't fit your narrative and ban that from the shelves. I think that's really wrong to do that.
I do not like green eggs and ham. Sam, I am.
So if anybody wants to know a little update on Willow, I'll put her up here. Yes, I have been petting her
Well,
the whole
show
entire time.
her little sore
Yeah.
belly so that
She
they know why
is
you're
having,
holding her.
yeah,
She has a sore belly.
She does have a little sore belly right here because she has had spayed, and she's an old dog, but she was having some problems, so we had to take her in and get her done. And she doesn't want to be like 2 feet from me, so I kind of got her on my lap here.
And I don't know if maybe somebody in the past, in her past life, had used her for breeding, and so they didn't spay her. But a lot of people don't realize that when you have a female dog, a lot of times if you leave them unspayed, they have a lot of health problems later on in life. They have tumors, they have cancer,
Yes. Gotta take
they
care
have
of 'em.
reproductive problems. It's a problem that they have. So spay and neuter.
Yeah, please do
Pretty
that.
please.
And just one last final thought. Today it's a book, tomorrow it's clothes, shoes, whatever. We're becoming less and less a free thinking society. Being molded into a narrative that they want us to be in. And I'm going to stand up and holler, and I'm going to just keep being myself. So sorry if that makes everybody uncomfortable.
I'm not sorry, and I'm going to stomp
Well,
my
that's
feet.
true. We're going to stomp and cry all the way there and go,
I
"You
will not
crazy
cry."
person." I might, because when I get mad, I cry. But anyhow, we'd love to have you go over to redbootsandheels.com and give us your comments and stuff. And thank you again so much for visiting with us today. And also go check out our rescue mission. I think we still have Troy up there and maybe a couple other dogs that really need a home. So we appreciate anything that you might want to do for that. So
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time on Red Boots and Heels.
Bye-bye.
Bye.